focus on the remnant. This Polish pastor in Calgary is part of what I've been calling the remnant. He will not back down. And there is a remnant that will do it, but it is not a majority. So they will be few and far between. And because he's of Polish descent, that's part of the reason he rose up. In Canada and in the United States, I don't see much of a pushback at all.
No. Because so many of us don't know. We've been so coddled and comforted. We've never really faced adversity. So many of our generations, especially younger than us, we have no idea what true tyranny looks like and pain. We have no idea. But there's a few that remember, of course, that woman, that concentration camp woman who spoke out with a child in the Nazi concentration camp. She spoke out and she said, "This looks very familiar to me," she said, and you know what? It looks worse because of the scale, the mass worldwide scale, that the same thing that happened in the concentration camps in Germany. This is worldwide scale, and people have no clue. Of course, some recognize it that are still alive, and some who listen to their parents' stories, like this Calgary priest, they know. People that have, know.
That's right, going in with a big gun. Yes, boosting is okay. Use it wisely. Now, I go in with a boosted gun because the fire extinguisher
80 to 90% of us don't know what we're looking at.
doesn't give you that much more damage.
I know what I'm looking at. I just haven't faced it myself.
It's a good tool.
To be completely honest,
good craftsman has good tools. Good soldier and fears no other soldier.
I missed Vietnam by a couple of years, and really this is the first time in my life.
If you don't like boost,
I'll be facing
don't take any hits. Use good cover. Use good evasive tactics.
Affect my life, but
look at this. We can't catch a game.
A shot in the arm or a shot in the head, what difference does it make? There's no way I'm taking this vaccine. And if they have to take everything, then take everything, because I'm not going to be a part of your system. I'm not part of this world. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to entice me into a world I hate.
Right. No, there's no way I would take it either. I completely agree. I'd rather take a shot in the head than a shot in the arm of this poison. And that's right. Most people have not faced such tremendous adversity that we're going to face very soon. And right now it's just a matter of comfort and comfort level, and people are buckling to this stuff. It's just a matter of comfort. Like, I want to be convenienced to go on a cruise or go to a wedding ceremony or go shopping at Walmart or all this nonsense, and people are buckling.
My friend from Connecticut, I was talking to him today. He said, I'm getting the shot because of entertainment. I want to go see concerts. That's not a reason to get the shot.
Yeah. And right now we're still in the affirmative kind of reinforcement eye of the storm this spring and summer. This is the dailies, the carrot. You'll get a free donut, go to all these sporting events and stuff, and people are going to, line up. The lemmings are going to line up for that. But very soon we're going to leave the eye of the storm, and fall and winter it's going to come crashing down. The 100-foot waves are coming in fall and winter.
The iron fist is coming in the fall. Right now they're trying to manipulate words, soft sell it, but once they get a certain percentage of people vaccinated, they're going to deal with us in a very hard way that we're not used to. And what I'm trying to do is prepare myself spiritually for what I see coming in the fall, which is out and out persecution.
Right. It's going to be punishment and negativity. And yes, that's right. Out and out persecution against us, the holdouts. And you know what? They don't even have, meaning the powers that shouldn't be, and such, the Luciferian controllers, they don't have to lift a finger, because we'll take each other out. These hysterical, brainwashed, virtue signaling. You think the virtue signaling is bad now with the mask? Put your mask over your nose. Put it over your nose. That kind of stuff. Well, just wait till it's the vaccine. and we have maybe some sort of marker on us, like some people have speculated, just like the yellow stars or something. We will take each other out. They'll take us out. The Luciferian controls won't even have to lift a finger, and that's what they want, of course. Of course, it's easier for them. And it's not going to be us fighting some sniveling, wrist-wringing, evil sibling person in a dark corner. We're going to be fighting with our neighbors and the people we go shopping with in our communities. And, this is tearing families apart. It's tearing my family apart. I'm the only one who is in my frame of mind. I'm the only one who sees the world as it really is. In my immediate family and my, long-range family. This is tearing families apart. And it's brother against brother. And it's like the Civil War. But the war is not any battlefield. It's in our minds. It's a battle over our minds and our souls, because you can reach the soul through the mind. And this is all about fear. And no wonder in this docile society. In a secularist society, all people have to cling to. There's no faith. There's no God for most people, who aren't Christians and believe in the one true God. They fear death because they have no faith. They can't see anything beyond death. So, that's the end to them. Death is the ultimate end to them. So they can be controlled by fear. And they are controlled by fear. And so they avoid death because that's their highest aim, and that's the highest good. The greatest good to the masses is avoiding death. And there's no reasoning, there's no amount of facts and logic you can throw at these people because they're irrational, and they're at this near hysterical level of fear in their minds. And that's what controls them. I had a conversation with an elderly family member and an elderly acquaintance, both in their early 70s, and I told them all about my concerns with the vaccine. And I pointed out the CDC's own admitted numbers, that is the 99% survival rate. For pretty much everyone unless you're over 80 with a compounding health issue. And they both said the same thing to me. They said, oh, yeah, but I just can't risk it. I can't take the risk. They're talking about their lives. They're talking about their lives. And these are people that live long lives, and they don't care if children are going mass to school and being suffocated and their brains are being permanently damaged from lack of oxygen. How selfish. I can't take the risk.
I gotta move on, Becky. I got a stack of calls.
Okay.
Have a great night. Great call. Thank you, young lady. Good job. I know. Extremely frustrating. Shane, North Carolina. Hello, Shane.
Hey, so I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I'm a musician. So occasionally I go on Craigslist and just kind of check out what's going on in the music scene in the local area. And lately, I've been seeing quite a few postings that say, I just got my second Pfizer vaccine, I'm safe to jam with now, so I'm looking for others who've done the same, and I'm ready to safely jam, So I'm seeing a lot of posts like that. So I decided to post something sarcastic, but it was just believable enough to where, I figured I'd get some people to fall for my ad. But yeah, it was pretty obviously sarcastic to anybody who's awake, right? So you gotta be a total zombie to fall for this. So first of all, I Googled a picture, and I said, band wearing hazmat suits. Because I wanted that to be my photograph, right? So here's the title of my ad. It said, looking for a vaccinated guitarist and drummer who wear masks. Let me read my ad, and then I'll read the responses I got. New band forming. We are all in our 40s and have played in bands for many years. We cover 80s and 96. We wear double masks at rehearsal, and everyone has received the Pfizer or Moderna gene therapy. We all realize that the virus has a 99.8% survival rate, but we'd rather not chance it. We are glad that it hasn't been tested on animals because we support PETA and don't support animal testing unless it's testing on humans. We also We also plan to perform while wearing masks. Before the audition, you must present us with a valid vaccine certificate to prove that you are compliant. We look forward to playing shows once the immunity passport is rolled out. If you consider yourself healthy just because you are physically fit and take vitamins, that's not enough for us. You will have to look elsewhere. We trust Bill Gates, Fauci, and the experts at the CDC. No vax, no mask, no way. Now, let's mask up and rock. The Lemmings. So I even said the band's name was the Lemmings, right? So what were the responses I got? Well, let me read you just 3 of them. Check this out. Here's the first one I got. It says, "Hi, is this a real ad? I've been looking for more like-minded guys like you, but I'm just making sure I'm not falling for some right-wing troll." That's one response. Let me read the other. "Lemmings members, I would be interested in auditioning and learning more about your group. I am a drummer and currently play in a cover band in Fort Bragg area. The drive back and forth practice is a jaunt. Let me know if you're still looking for a drummer." And I'll read one more. Okay, this one says, "So, what kind of 80s, 90s hits are we talking about? Some here about to get second shot." And the only other response I got was one that said, "Great post." And now that the more I think about it, since the other 3 were what they were, I mean, even the guy who said great post, he even might have been just agreeing with like those other people. You know, he wasn't necessarily saying great post, great sarcasm, you know, let them have it. So that's the responses that I got from posting that ad. Pretty astonishing, right?
It is. They're creating a 2-tier society. Us and them. And we're going to be the outcasts. By the fall, I might go back to the original name of this show from 4 years ago, which was Outcast Radio, because if we don't take the shot by the fall, we are going to be outcasts.
Oh yeah, I remember the Outcast episodes, and I also remember when you were having your like on air coming to grips with the flat Earth thing. It was I found it pretty funny because I was kind of in the same boat. I hadn't fully gone there yet, but I was like taking in a lot of information and just like wrestling with it because it's so weird, you know, just so over the top and crazy. But yeah, I definitely you know was there during some of that Outcast Radio stuff too. But get this, my mother, a devout Christian woman, and I talk to her, you know, every week or so on the phone, and I warned her like, hey, you shouldn't get this vaccine that's coming around. And she said, well, you know, her husband is going to get it. And she said, well, you know, he's going to get it no matter what. And I said, well, what about you? And she's like, well, no, I don't think I need it. I don't plan on getting it. Well, I talked to her recently, and she said, well, now they're talking about not letting people fly unless they have it. So if they do that, then I'll probably get it. And I said, Mom, you know, this thing, you know, you might not even live through this. And if you do, it might shorten your life. And she's like, well, I'm 80 years old. I don't have long to live anyways. You know. Yeah. It was the most astonishing answer from people.
Same thing happened to my stepmom a month ago. I'm talking to her, and she said, nah, I've got a compromised immune system. Talked to her about a week ago. Yeah, I got the shot. What?
Yeah.
Old people are going to fall in line because they don't have access to the internet. They just watch television, and the television will tell them and their peers. It's ironic that old people seem to be succumbing to peer pressure more than any other demographic.
You're fucking scared, man.
Like your previous caller said, tearing families apart. You know,
it is.
I'm in a family where I'm going to be probably the only one who, you know, who hasn't and won't. And I mean, I don't know what that's going to look like, but it's, you know, it's pretty terrifying to think about. But on a lighter note, I actually have been networking with some local people. We're all actually a bunch of Christian geocentrists, you know, here in town. And we decided, you know, we're going to start networking and kind of get ready for, you know, the inevitable. Like, we have to pool resources together and, you know, get on a piece of property and, you know, grow food or whatever.
Fucking the real short.
I mean, or just be there for each other. You know, we're all preparing get your next caller on. I appreciate you taking my call.
Thank you, Shane. Great call.
That's fucking.
Great call. Excellent. Jerry, Missouri. Jerry in Missouri. Hello.
Thank you for accepting my
Sharks.
I wanted to ask you, since you mentioned the Book of Enoch, which version of Enoch do you use?
Ooh, that's a really good question. The book is in the other room. I want to say for the secret teachings of the Book of Enoch, it was the Slavic version, but I don't know. Maybe the Ethiopian version? I'm not certain.
Well,
I'm sorry I couldn't answer that.
Well, I'll just suggest to you, if you go to chapter 68 in the Book of Enoch by Lawrence, you'll read in chapter 68, verse 7, he seduced Eve. Before that, you'll see that the name of that bad angel was named Gabriel. Now, there were over 15 versions of Enoch.
I think about it by myself.
The original one was from the Ethiopic, and it had a pristine provenance. Within 60 years of publishing of it, then you came out with Charles, which was financed by the Anglican Church and the Vatican. If you buy a copy of it,
I thought I said the Ethiopian version.
yeah, Ethiopic, but that depends on who the author is. And if you get like the Lawrence, and you get the Charles, and you read them side by side, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And you will be astounded at the difference.
Oh, I'm sure. I don't take it as the Word of God. It's an extra biblical text. I only consider the Bible the Word of God. But I think there is truth in the Book of Enoch. But you're right. Many of the translations have been bastardized.
The reason I went to the Book of Enoch, because it states in the King James Version, is it not written in the Book of Enoch? Other places says, is it not written in the Book of Jasher? And then Jasher says, is it not